Hey everybody, this is AYG's Alpha Team, here with another video for the Division. This is going to be the weekly vendor reset for all the open world vendors for January 12th, 2018. As usual, we're going to start right here in Terminal. And we're going to show you all of the vendors that sell in the open world, all the safe houses, and right here in the Terminal, and Camp Clinton and Camp Hudson, and pretty much anywhere you can buy it. So if you guys are familiar with the channel, I usually put these out right after the weekly vendor reset comes out. I do apologize for having it a day late this week. I'm fully aware that it's late, so feel free to leave a comment to tell me that it's also late, because that's always fun. But yeah, I apologize, and just some real world stuff came up, and I had to take care of it, because sometimes that's more important than getting the weekly vendor reset out on time. But anyways, everything's okay now, and I am now going to post this because it's better late than never. And you can always use it as a reference still, in case you wanted to come back and look at everything. That way you don't have to go to all the places yourself. A couple of things I wanted to talk about this week. If you watched the State of the Game, you will know that the next global event is going to start on January 23rd, which is a Tuesday, I believe. And it's going to be called Global Event Ambush, and the last 4 gear sets that do not have classified gear will be coming out during that global event. So they did confirm that all 4 will be there. They did confirm that it's going to be the 23rd, and they did also confirm that it's going to last 7 days instead of 9 or 6. But I'm extremely looking forward to this global event, and hopefully I'll be able to get all the gear sets. But the one I'm looking forward to the most is going to be the Firecrest, because I'm a huge fan of the Firecrest build. I think it's super cool. I like the fact that you have to use skills in order to make it good. It's a little off the main path of how people like to play this game. Most people just like to run and shoot, and that's why you see a ton of Strikers and Lone Stars and Predator's Mark and Nomad. And granted, those are the best builds to have, so right now especially, but hopefully we can change the game dynamic when these new tech builds come out. So the builds that are going to be coming out are going to be Hunter's Faith, Tactician's Authority, Alpha Bridge, and Firecrest. Those are going to be the last 4, and then after that we will have gear set, 6-piece classified gear sets for all of the gear sets in the game. So I am looking forward to that, so that way everything's going to be out, and it'll hopefully change the dynamic of the game a little bit, give you a little bit more of a tech orientation, for a better overall balance. I think it's going to be great, because right now everyone's running those Nomads and those Predators, which will probably still be pretty dominant because they are good builds. But I'm looking forward to the Firecrest because I like using that build. But you guys let me know what you think is going to be the best build out. A lot of people are looking forward to the Alpha Bridge 2, which is going to be great. And the Tacticians, I didn't do any of the PTS, so I haven't really seen much of how the 6-piece is going to work. If I saw it written down, I'd probably be able to explain it to you guys better, but I haven't yet, so I've only seen what people have said about it in videos. But hopefully it's going to be pretty good. I'm looking forward to that too. And Hunter's Faith is kind of a lost cause. They don't plan on changing too much of it, at least from the PTS, so won't be as dominant, I don't think, but it'll be interesting to see what people can do with it. And another thing is I'm still building on my Predator's Mark build, so I can do that video for you guys. And I think I've got it down to where I want it. So it's taken me a while to figure out how I want to run it and what weapons I want to use. And it's been a little bit of an adventure, because it's a little bit off the mainstream, and most people have this idea of how they want to run it, and I have the same, but it's a different kind of idea, I think. And it's really working well for me, so I think I'm ready to make that video. So I'm going to finish capturing a little bit of footage for it, and then I will have it up as soon as possible for you guys. I also have a Sentry's Call for 1.8, since I have all 6 pieces of that now. It took me a while to get it, but now I have all the 6 pieces, so I'll have that out as well. Sentry's Call is going to be specifically and strictly a PvE build video, because the 6-piece for the Sentry's Call only applies to NPCs. non-player combatant. So it's not really going to give you any benefit. The 6-piece isn't going to give you any benefit in the in any PvP modes. So any fighting against anybody, you know, like fellow agents in the Dark Zone, or taking it to skirmish or last stand. So I'm just going to have it oriented towards PvE. So stay tuned for that. But for the Predator's Mark, I'm thinking about a little sneak peek for you guys. I'm thinking about doing 2 separate builds for it. One for the last stand and skirmish, and then one for open world and Dark Zone. Because you probably already know, but once you go into last stand and skirmish, your gear sets lose that maximum of 100 or 1,401 stats. So you can't get a 1401 on your firearms or stamina or electronics. It nerfs it down to 1272, which before was the max. But now that Classified's out, it actually hurts your build when you go in. So you have to kind of build it out to kind of anticipate that it's going to take away those points for you. So it's a completely separate build than the one I use for open world and Dark Zone. So I feel like I'm probably just going to put out both of those in the same video and then explain why I went with what I went with for both separate builds. Because it is literally 2 different builds that you have to build out. You can't just use the same one. Super fun build though, and I've got some great footage taking out rogues, three-man teams just with that proxy bleed. It's ridiculous. Super fun though. And again, guys, I apologize for having this video out so late, but sometimes the real world gets in the way and I can't stay on that timeline. This is literally the first time I've ever not done it on time. So I do try and stick with it. So if you do see these on the weekly, I try and get them out as fast as possible. Yeah, but it does take time to edit them and everything, so they won't be out the second, you know, that the weekly vendor reset happens, but I will have them out as soon as possible after. So I do apologize for not having it out on time, guys. Hopefully you can stick with me. And again, just use this as a reference. It's a good way to do that. We're going to finish up here at the Crypt. And looks like that's going to do it, guys. For all the open world vendors, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more from RUgaming.com. Also, shoot us a comment if you have any questions, you want to give us any feedback. It's always appreciated. Until then, go ahead, game on.
Game on! Yeah, game on!